We're launching an ambitious new joint partnership that is going to boost vaccine manufacturing and for the global benefit and strengthen vaccinations to benefit the entire Indo-Pacific. We're establishing a new mechanism to enhance our cooperation and raise our mutual ambitions as we address accelerating climate change.
Michael Kugelman is the Deputy Director of the Asia Programme at the Wilson Center. Michael, always a pleasure to have you on. Anything new emerged from this, or is it just important that the meeting actually happened?
Well, both. But certainly I think that this particular Quad meeting is very important. You have the four top leaders of the four Quad countries pledging cooperation in a very wide array of areas. The four leaders issued a joint statement, which is the first time that's happened after a Quad event. And if you read over the joint statement, it's extraordinary. The extent of the issues covered there, ranging from cooperation on climate change to counterterrorism to public health. And I think that one of the major objectives of this meeting was to highlight that the Quad is not simply a security grouping. It is meant to do a lot more. It is meant to build cooperation within these four countries in a lot of ways to certainly push back against China in the region, but more just to create more cooperation between four democracies.
In terms of the pushback against China, I mean, is there any discussion, especially with those countries that are geographically closer to China, Japan, India, and Australia, any thought about them working with Beijing rather than aligning themselves in such an obvious manner with the United States against the rise of China?
Well, I mean, the four Quad countries have been very cautious in their messaging about China in the sense that they don't actually mention China. The joint statement does not mention China at all. The brief comments that the four leaders gave before the event did not mention China. And let's remember that Joe Biden has pledged to cooperate with China in areas where he can, including climate change, which is one of the areas listed in the joint statement following the Quad meeting. So certainly I think that all four countries have significant tensions with China. But certainly the United States is still willing to work with China in areas where it can. But at the end of the day, all four of these countries do see China as arguably their biggest strategic threat, strategic challenge. And I do think that the Quad is, at the end of the day, focused on pushing back against China. But it is, again, important to highlight that, we're talking about a group that wants to work together in a variety of areas, including in areas that may have nothing to do with China, such as the four countries wanting to cooperate in technology transfers and talking about, infrastructure investment, things like that. So China is a central component of the Quad grouping, but it's not the only component. And the four countries will be careful and cautious in their messaging so as not to alienate or antagonize China.
Michael, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much indeed. Michael Kugelman from the Wilson Center.